Okay, good morning. Yesterday I didn't do my devotional. I have an excuse. The electricity went down. We had the storm rip through the neighborhood of Baltimore on Wednesday. Yeah, we lost electricity for 24 hours, I think. And we got it back now, though. I'm looking at Matthew 12, verse 1 for our few words today. At that time, Jesus went through the grain fields on the Sabbath, and his disciples were hungry and began to pluck heads of grain and to eat. So the disciples were hungry on the Sabbath day. That would be, understandable. It's Sabbath day. We are hungry, so they start to eat. It would be obvious to anybody that would be allowed, that on the Sabbath day you could find some food to eat. And yet, what happens in religion is that we can take a law like the Ten Commandments, and the fourth commandment is to keep the Sabbath. And we can take that commandment and do many things with it. And this is what happened at this time. But we can do the same. We can take some teaching or some law, and we could put a spin on it and move it, and it would violate love. Because in this teaching, Jesus is saying that through history, there have been strange things that have happened in regards to the teaching of the law. And he gives a couple of them. When the Pharisees saw it, verse 2, and they said to him, "Look, your disciples are doing what is not lawful to do on the Sabbath." They're plucking corn on the Sabbath. And it's like, whoa, well, but they are hungry. Yeah, it doesn't matter if they are hungry or not, or if they starve. It doesn't matter. We have to keep the Sabbath. Well, what's missing in that equation is love. There isn't love there. And isn't that the gold standard of our faith, is love? Isn't there love? Can we imagine a family that lives with religious law but doesn't have love and mercy and kindness and compassion? Can we imagine a church of people where they're very concerned about keeping the letter of the law, and they have lost their love? So this is verse 3. Then he said to them, "Have you not read what David did when he was hungry, he and those who are with him?" So now he uses a biblical example to teach that David did something that was a bit strange, in contradiction to the law, the letter of the law, but it was accepted by God because of God's heart of mercy and love. God doesn't contradict his law, but behind the law there is another law. There is the law of love, law of liberty, law of righteousness, law of truth. Verse 4, he entered the house of God, David, and ate the showbread, which was not lawful for him to eat, nor for those who were with him, but only for the priests. In the Catholic Church there is the communion wafer. It would be strange for a guy to come off the street, come into the church, ask the priest, "Do you have any bread?" He said, "No, I only have these communion wafers." And the man would say, "That's enough, I can eat that." That sounds sacrilegious to a Catholic, but that's the idea here. That it wasn't lawful for David to eat that bread, but he and his men did so. And it was all right, it was allowed, it was excused, because there was something deeper in that event. And that was God manifesting himself as a gracious, loving, merciful God. Jesus points this out. Then he says, Or have you not read in the law, verse 5, that on the Sabbath the priests in the temple profane the Sabbath and are blameless? Now, I'm not sure exactly where historically he is referring to that, but I need to study that out more. But I say to you that in this place there is one greater than the temple. But if you had known what this means, I desire mercy and not sacrifice, you would not have condemned the guiltless. If you had more focus on mercy and instead of, sacrifice. So, in closing, it is something we do as human beings where we take some good teaching, we add to it our spin, our take on it, and we lose the love. Don't let that happen to you and me. We take good teaching about prayer, put a spin on it, and we get angry if we don't pray or someone does not pray. Let's not take our religious exercises and take our sin nature and put a spin on it and use it to condemn other people. Let's be kind and merciful and very gracious all the time. There's much to be said about this. This is very important. Also, I'd like to say the Sabbath is a commandment, the fourth one in the law, in the 10, and it isn't passing away. There's another way of looking at it, not by way of law, but by way of love. That God does want us to separate some time and have some focus, but that can be on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. He does want us to quiet down and divorce ourselves from our very active lives. He does want us to take a period of our time where we can contemplate, fast, or pray, or just be more quiet and not move around all the time and be so hurried and busy. I think it's important for us to have a right balance, but it's not right to take the law, to use it to mean something that is hard and harsh and rash and unloving towards other people. Amen. God bless you.